Now this one is Representative Brad Sherman, also Democrat of California, and he's not playing either. Let's watch.
I'm going to ask the three executives here to raise their hand if they flew here commercial. Let the record show no hands went up. Second, going to ask you to raise your hand if you're planning to sell your jet in place now and fly back commercial. Let the record show no hands went up.
Almost, though, the dude in the middle was like, no. That sounds like a bad idea. You know, one of our listeners emailed in and said, hey, listen, you don't understand that $16 million a year, it comes out to, I forget the exact number now, but like $8,000 an hour that they get paid. So it makes economic sense to take the private jet, because if they save a couple of hours, then the company's made money, right? No, wrong. Okay, that to me doesn't, I know you weren't trying to make this point, but that to me doesn't prove that they should take the private jet. That proves to me that they're getting paid way too much money. Look, here's the thing that nobody is willing to acknowledge. In Wall Street, although they might begin to acknowledge it now in government, as the Democrats seem to get more and more angry about this. There are about, I'll be generous and say 200 people in America who wouldn't take a job that paid $1 million a year. What do I mean by that? If you come to Bill Gates and you say, hey, here's a job running a company, here's $1 million a year. He said, no, thank you. I already have too much money, okay? And that doesn't interest me. I'm not going to do it. But for the rest of us, for about 300 million people in America, if you said, hey, you want to run GM for $1 million? The answer would be a resounding yes, okay? So you're telling me out of those 300 million people, you couldn't find anyone as good as Rick frickin' Wagner, who now currently runs GM. And you can find anybody good enough at $2 million, or $3 million, or $4 million. You get the point. No, you had to pay Rick Wagner $16 million. And look, now the big three are in trouble, so we keep using them as an example. But you can use all these companies. Remember Carly Fiorina, the one who was a big supporter of John McCain, ran Hewlett-Packard? When she was fired, she got $42 million. You couldn't find anyone to run Hewlett-Packard that would take an agreement where they would get paid $41 million if they were fired? Come on. See, that's not credible. That's not believable. Nobody believes that. We have a system that is fundamentally broken. Why are these people getting this much money? Is it really market-driven? Hell no. So what's the fundamental problem? The fundamental problem is that there is no oversight of these things. The shareholders, in order to exert any kind of influence on these companies, they have to jump through 18 different hoops, and they're too small, and they're not powerful enough. The board sits on and decides who should be the general manager, the CEO of these companies, right? And they all sit on each other's boards. So they're like, hey, Tom, would you like $10 million to run that company? Hell yeah, Bob, how much would you like? Well, I'll take $20 million to run this company. Well, that's fantastic, isn't it? If you're one of those guys. But if you're a shareholder, forget us, forget the taxpayers. If you actually hold stock in GM or Hewlett-Packard, you think it makes sense to spend $42 million to fire somebody? Or to pay $16 million a year to somebody who would, when so many more, I would say more qualified people would take that job at $1 million. No, they're ripping us off, man. And most of all, they're ripping off the shareholders and the people who work at GM, because they're the ones that are going to go under. And their pensions are going to go under, and then they're going to say, oh, sorry, we ran out of money because we gave it to all our buddies. Now, you see why we're angry? Because that system sucks, and it screws us over. And these CEOs, they still don't get it. We're angry because you ripped us off.